This is not a coincidence. God says you have been receiving warnings all week, small signs, strange feelings, moments that made you pause, and you almost missed all three of them. This message is the fourth warning, and God says it is the last one before the door closes forever. God says, I sent you the first warning on Monday. You felt it as a sudden heaviness in your chest that came without reason, a feeling that something needed to change, a whisper in your spirit that you brushed aside because life kept moving and the noise was too loud. Archangel Michael says the second warning came as a dream. You may not remember all of it, but you remember the feeling it left behind, that lingering sense that something important was trying to reach you through the night. Heaven was speaking. The message was urgent. God says the third warning came through a person. Someone said something to you, a word, a sentence, perhaps even a casual remark, and something inside you stopped. For just 1 second, everything went quiet. That was not coincidence. That was my voice wearing a human face. Archangel Michael says, and now here you are, at the fourth warning, the final open door. Heaven does not beg, but heaven does pursue. And the fact that you are here right now means your spirit answered before your mind could argue. God says, I know why you almost missed the warnings. You have been carrying so much, the weight of responsibilities that were never supposed to be yours alone, the exhaustion of fighting battles in silence, the loneliness of being strong for everyone while quietly falling apart inside. Archangel Michael says, you have been surviving at a level that most people would have collapsed under, and through it all, you kept a small flame of faith alive, barely burning some days, but never completely out. Heaven noticed that flame every single night. God says, I was not silent during your hardest moments. I was building. Every delay you experienced was construction happening behind the walls of your visible life. Every door that closed was redirecting your steps towards something your eyes have not yet seen, but your spirit has already felt. Comment the word ready if you feel this message found you at exactly the right time. God says, but I must be honest with you today, because love without truth is not love. There is a door standing open right now that will not remain open. It is a door of divine acceleration, a door of supernatural breakthrough, a door that bypasses the normal timeline and moves you directly into what was prepared for you before you were born. Archangel Michael says, this door does not open twice. It is not a revolving entrance. It is a singular moment in your spiritual timeline where heaven and earth align in your favor, and all you must do is walk through. But walking through requires a decision, a conscious agreement with what God is offering. God says the enemy knows this door is open. That is why this week felt so heavy. That is why distractions came from every direction. That is why arguments appeared from nowhere and your mind felt foggy and your motivation disappeared. Darkness always creates noise when heaven opens something significant. Archangel Michael says, but you cut through the noise. You found this message. You are still here. And that means the door is still open, right now, in this moment, for you. Type open the door in the comments to signal to heaven that you are ready to walk through. God says, here is what waits on the other side of this door. The financial breakthrough you stopped believing was possible. It is there. The relationship healing you gave up praying for, it is there. The health restoration you quietly accepted would never come, it is there. The purpose and direction you have been searching for in every wrong place, it is there, waiting with your name written on it in gold. Archangel Michael says, the moment you walk through this door, your timeline shifts. What would have taken 3 more years will happen in 3 months. What would have taken 3 months will happen in 3 days. Heaven does not restore slowly when it opens an acceleration door. It moves with the speed of divine intention. God says, I am removing the spirit of delay from your life right now. Every force that was assigned to slow you down, confuse you, tire you, and make you give up is being stripped of its assignment in this moment. You will feel lighter after this message. You will sleep differently tonight. You will wake tomorrow with a clarity you have not felt in months. Archangel Michael says, like this message right now as your agreement with heaven. Share it with one person whose door also needs to open today. God says, I want to tell you something that heaven rarely speaks aloud. I am proud of you, not because you were perfect, not because you never doubted, but because you kept showing up, even when showing up felt pointless. You kept believing, even when belief felt foolish. That kind of faith is rare, and heaven rewards rare things. Archangel Michael says, your story is about to change in ways that will make even you question if it is real. Opportunities will arrive that have no logical explanation. People will enter your life who feel like they were sent because they were. Resources will appear from directions you never anticipated. This is what happens when heaven decides it's your season. God says the people who watched you struggle are about to watch you soar, not for their benefit, but as a testament that faithfulness is never wasted. Every person who doubted you will become evidence of what grace can do with a willing heart and a persistent spirit. Archangel Michael says, type, my season is now if you receive this elevation over your life. God says, I am sealing this door open for you right now. Not permanently, but the window is still limited, but I am holding it long enough for your spirit to fully step through. Take this moment seriously. Do not let distraction pull you away before the transfer is complete. Archangel Michael says, in the next 72 hours, watch for 3 confirmations: a sudden, unexpected financial blessing, no matter how small, a message or call from someone you hadn't spoken to in a long time, and a dream or a moment of clarity that shows you exactly which direction to move. These are heaven's receipts, confirming that you walked through the door. God says, subscribe so that every message heaven releases finds you before the window closes. These messages are not random content. They are divine appointments dressed in digital form, and you were guided here today for a reason that is bigger than your current understanding. Archangel Michael says, you came to this message carrying weight. You will leave it carrying direction. That is the difference heaven makes when you stop long enough to listen. God says the 3 warnings this week were not punishment, they were preparation. Every sign was heaven clearing the path and testing whether your spirit was awake enough to recognize what was coming. You passed, you are here, and the door is open. Archangel Michael says, walk through it, not tomorrow, not when things feel more certain, now. Faith does not wait for perfect conditions, faith creates them. God says, this is your moment, this is your door, this is your last warning before everything changes for the better. I love you enough to tell you the truth, and the truth is, your breakthrough is not coming, it is already here, you just stepped into it. Type Amen to seal this moment. Share this with someone who has been missing heaven's signs this week. God bless you, your door is open.